Hi class, this is Jeff. We're continuing on with the serial dilution calibration graph found on page 18 of your lab manual. We are going to work on the second page of that on page 19, which gives you the protocol to do the serial dilutions. Okay, so we're going to start doing step 2 of this first. We're going to take, we have a stock of bacteria right here, and then we're going to take 5 milliliters of that and put it into a blank tube that just has saline in it. And then the saline is going to be mixed with the bacteria, and then we take 5 milliliters of that into this one, and then mix that up into the third tube, 5 milliliters, and on and on. And so by the time we get done, we have a 1/32 dilution. So it's 32 times more dilute. And we'll use this to get absorbance reading on the spectrophotometer. On the top part of this chart, in step 1, we're going to take 1 milliliter of the stock and add it to 9 milliliters of the saline. And then we'll mix that up. That's a 1/10 dilution, and then we transfer 1 milliliter of the 1/10 dilution to the next one, and that's the 10 to the minus solution. So 9 milliliters plus 1, and then on and on until we get 10 to the minus 8 dilution. And so in the step 1 part, we're going to then do a plating of the bacteria called a spread plate, and that will allow us to put numbers to the absorbance reading for this part down here. So it'll all come together in a short bit, but right now we're just going to start on the dilutions for the spectrophotometer. Alright, so here is my stock of DNA, and this machine right here is called a vortex machine. Okay, and so what it does is it just spins it. When you press down on this plate, it spins the bottom of this and makes it a tornado in here, and that will mix up everything and get it pretty dilute, or pretty well distributed. You want to make sure you don't have it up too fast so that it would bring the liquid clear up to the top and spill out, because these are not sealed tight lids, they're just air vent lids. So we'll do that. Okay, it looks pretty good. Alright, so I have here is a electrical vacuum pump to suck a liquid up into here. These are pipettes, and the pipettes have graduations, and so this is a to deliver, TD. You'll see a TD on this, and so the TD stands for to deliver, so you know it will deliver all that you measure up. So we start here at the tip to the 9, that's 1 milliliter, so it's really backwards, or if we want to go to this, graduation goes in reverse, so if we bring it up to there, that's 1 mil, 2 mils, 3 mils, 4 mils, 5 mils, on the way up to 10. If we want to just dispense a different manner, they go the reverse, so we have 9 mils, if we fill it up to the 0 on the top, and then we let it down to this 1, that means we delivered 1. Clear down to 5, that means we've delivered 5. Okay. Versus on this side, if it was up to the 10, we'd be 10, and we'd subtract down to the 5, and that's delivered 5. So it's whatever scale works for you. Okay. Now these are sterile when they come out of the packages, but you know I've been touching this, so this will not work for our dilution. So we have to use one that comes fresh from the package, and we have to use sterile technique. And so we're going to take the lid off with our little pinky, like that, and then we're going to roll it in front of the incinerator. If we had a flame, we would roll it into the flame for the aseptic technique. But we can do that by just rolling it in the heated front of that vent, and that'll work fine. All right, just prior to this being done, we need to vortex it, and all right, so this is our pipette, and it goes into this machine, and we push this top button to suck it up, this bottom button to release it. Okay, so now I'm gonna go like this, and I'm gonna pull up. And I can actually mix it here a little bit. Okay, I'm at 5 milliliters. Roll it, and we'll squirt it down. Okay, roll it, and then this one has to be mixed up. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to do it two-handed to show you how we do that. So I take the cap off the first one, and we can use the same pipette because we're going from a concentrated to dilute, so it's going to be fine. We roll the tube over, get the other cap off. Dispense it. Heat it up. Okay, then we're done with that. Then we put them both down. Get the half dilution back out of here because we're done with that. We're going to take the next dilution, which would be the 8th. Okay, so we're going to heat this one, or vortex this one, and then we're going to heat it. We're going to suck our liquid out. And then go here. To this one. So we're at, we just finished the 1/8 dilution. So now we're going to go in and make the 1/4 dilution, or the 1/16 dilution, excuse me. So suck this up. And notice that if I didn't vortex it right away, I can also mix it up here. So it's just mostly after you introduce it into the first one that you vortex it. Okay, heat. Okay, we'll mix that one up. We have one more dilution. Get the other tube, heat it, and dispense it. And then we'll vortex that. this tube goes into the biohazard trash because we have to autoclave it. Okay, so that's done. And then we can go back here and mix this up here, just to make sure everything's mixed up. And we'll do the vortex here, or do the spectrophotometer next. Okay, so I'm going to shut the camera off and then come back here with the spectrophotometer.